instructional video for Triumph based on the classic Dai Vernon effect. This particular version was inspired by Troy Hoosier. He's one of the nicest guys in Magic, and I highly recommend checking out his work. To begin, we're going to have a card selected. We'll say the Queen of Hearts, for example's sake. And when the card is returned, we want to make sure that we're spreading the cards wide so that when it's returned, we can get a break 2 cards above. Okay, so the Queen's going to end up being 3rd card from the top. The way I do this is I grip all the cards above these 2 in my right hand. That way, I'm kind of putting pressure on these cards, forming a pressure break. So I can close up, and my fingers butt in against all those, and I can get a break with my pinky right above that. So I'm not getting a break directly above this card. I'm getting it 2 cards above that one. So I still do this. I close it up while the card is still out jogged, and then I push it flush, so it looks really fair. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to the break. And I'm going to just cut little packets over and over and over until I reach the break, at which point I cut. And just a nice little flourish I like to do is cut another chunk, more than 3 cards. So right here, 3rd from the top is the Queen of Hearts. Cut more than 3, drop those, lift up the packet that's on, it should be about like 2/3 of the deck, lift them up, and using your left forefinger, pivot this packet over and over again and drop the pile on top. Just a nice way of, the Queen will be 3rd in the middle, cutting down to the break. As soon as you reach the break, cut 3 more, flip the packet around, put it on top. Just got a cool look to it, sleek design. Now, at this point I like to state that their card is not on top, that I haven't controlled it. I push over the top card, and as I do, I push over 2 more, bring them back, get a break below that Queen of Hearts. Turn over, top card's obviously not theirs. Pick up all 3 cards as one in Biddle Grip. The Queen should be on the bottom. Flip the pile over, point at the bottom card, state that their card is not on the bottom either. Place the triple right on top, and I like to riffle through and say it's somewhere in the middle. Now don't go too far, don't show the flipped over cards, the 2 cards. What you should have is an indifferent card, face down indifferent card, face down selection at this point. Flip the pack over. I like to do a lapel spread here. The reasoning is you don't need to do a lapel spread, you could do a regular spread to emphasize that all the cards are face down. From below, what you're going to do is you're going to be buckling the bottom 2 cards and getting a break. That's what I use the lapel spread for. As I do, from underneath, I'm going to buckle the cards and catch a break. You can do the exact same with a regular spread, or if you'd like, just do a thumb count. Just using your thumb, go 1, 2, catch a break. At this point, we're going to cut about half the deck. Your right hand lifts off about half the deck. And we're going to do a version of, your right hand actually is going to swing cut, maintaining a 2-card break, a thumb break above the 2 bottom cards. Swing cuts half the deck into your left hand. Now we're going to do a Tenkai move. We've got a right thumb break in the right hand above 2 cards. The left hand is palm up, the right hand is palm down. We're going to deposit these 2 cards from the right hand on top of the left hand's pile. Okay, we're going to drop these on top at the exact same moment as pivoting the hands around. We're going to turn the left hand palm up and palm down, and the right hand palm up. Just like so. Drop the 2 cards, turn the left hand palm down, the right hand palm up in a pivot motion. Just like so. Giving the illusion of both halves still being in their same position, with half going one way, half going the other way. In reality, we now have the selection on top of all face-up cards, 1 indifferent face-down card. Go ahead and weave the 2 piles into each other. Now what you want to make sure of when you weave here, weaving is just pushing them together and letting them riffle into each other, is that from the face-up packet, the bottom card goes below the other packet. So it's in this position, and on top, the face-down card is above whatever card you have on top that's face-up, just like so. At this point, you're going to riffle the face-up card. Start from about 3/4 down and show that they're all face-up. Don't go from the bottom, or you'll expose that the bottom card is actually face-down. Riffle to show face-up cards. Take your right hand palm up, grab in the middle, turn it palm down, and at this point, riffle to show all face-down cards. Once again, do not show the bottom card, as it is the face-up selection. Bridge all the cards, let them ride into each other. At this point in time, you now have a selection on the bottom, all face down, and 1 indifferent card on top. I like to emphasize that the deck is all messed up. I turn both hands over, bring them back. Turn the whole pile over. At this point, cut half the deck. Show both sides. In your left hand, you're going to flip its pile over. You don't do this, it's not a covert motion. It's just while explaining how messed up the deck is. push this card over, this is the indifferent card, bring it back. Okay, catching a break below it. Place the remaining pile as it was. You've turned it to show it. Place it back with your hand palm down on top, maintaining a break. At this point in time, you have the face-down selection, all face-up cards, a break below the last face-up card, and all face-down cards. What you're going to do here is you're going to bring your right hand palm up. You're going to allow that top packet, everything above the pinky break, to pivot onto your right hand once, turn it over again, and drop the other pile. Just let it have 1/2 revolution onto there. And then I take everything and revolve it back around into my left hand. What I've done is, under cover of just a little flourish, I've righted the whole deck, all except the selected card, at which point you can spread them out. Do a ribbon spread if you'd like, show the whole deck has fixed itself, all except for that selected Queen of Hearts. That's Triumph.